how's your life different from like before you started the program in terms of dating, etc. Having that ability to just go and approach and meet women, like how is it different now?
Enormous difference. Enormous difference. Like just like uh, I mean, like I talked about power, feeling I feel a lot more powerful as an individual. Period. You know.
Mhm.
Period. Um, I can. I know that I can. If I see, I know that if I see a girl, I can go. I can go and anything can happen. I
Mhm.
can do like. I mean, now I my skills are still. I think they can get a lot better.
Yeah.
But I've just there's so many times now where I've before I would never like I grew up pretty introverted. You know, I kind of just thinking about approaching, I'd get maybe a little heart starts beating, you know, the approach anxiety that we all
Yeah.
talk about, you know. But now like so many times I've gone just I see and I go, hey, you know, I say, you know, I apply what we learn and you know, a hot girl right there and I go and on an instant date for coffee with her right there. Like it's huge. It's huge. Like it's more fun. Like you go out, you feel like when you're walking outside, you feel like you can. It's like a buffet, you know, a little
I
bit
would
a
say, yeah.
buffet. You just see, yeah, like you see,
Yeah.
like oh, like you. While before maybe you walk and you think I'm just going on a walk. Oh, there's people I don't know. I'm kind of, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk to anybody. But now it's like this, and you see all. It's like you
There's
know, a
a
buffet, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a range of possibilities that just opened up
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah. Your world. That's a good way to say it. Your world. The world opens up a lot.
What is up, guys? Welcome to this video. Today I got Simeon. He's been, part of the dating accelerator for about 2 months. On February, he joined, and yeah, and before starting the program, I mean, I remember you're already in the group dating systems in the past. I mean, you've joined like some of our even the 7 day challenge, etc. Like you've been into the community for a while, but then you decided to join like in February inside the dating accelerator, and yeah, and you've had some pretty cool results. So I wanted to have you here. So basically, maybe you can give a little context of where you're from and what's your situation before, etc. Before starting the program.
Yeah. Sure. So I'm from Montreal. Grew up in Montreal. I live in Ottawa now. I moved recently for school, and so I mean, my situation it was this. I had a girlfriend for a long time, up to a year ago now. A year ago we broke up. And so at that point, it was the only girl I was ever with. And so, meaning in bed, you know, had sex with. So, yeah, like a long time with her. And so when we broke up, like I wanted to go out, be with girls, like sleep with girls, but I had no game, honestly. Like, I thought I did. The thing is, you can have situational confidence. That's a term Limo uses, situational confidence. So if I'm with friends, maybe we're drinking, I don't know, maybe yeah, maybe in that situation I can have some game. But you know, COVID hit and also I didn't have a social circle really. Not that many friends. So that also cuts off options. So that's where I was at. Like really, you know, zero, ground zero from scratch. And so yeah, I did the 7 day challenge. I started thinking about like just game, you know, trying to just develop my game. I maybe did some approaches, things like that. But like I don't know, I was finding excuses not to do it consistently. Especially with COVID, it's easy to have excuses. And so then that's when the program came. I decided, let's do this program. I'm gonna maybe save time just to learn faster, get into it faster, and be held accountable too. Maybe have people who I can like kind of the mentorship aspect.
Yeah, yeah. So now
Yeah.
you're in Canada. You were, I mean, you were in Montreal because we met actually. We met in real life in Montreal before. I mean, we were both like studying in McGill at the time, and yeah. So now you're in Ottawa, right? Ottawa.
Ottawa. Yeah.
Perfect. So before the program, like how was it? Like how many women would you approach like on average, let's say per week or per month?
Close to zero. Close to zero. Um, Close to zero. Like I think I had almost never done that before I was with my girlfriend, like, and I was with her for 6 years, with a little gap in there, a little gap at some point, but roughly. And then after that, like once we broke up, and then I started kind of trying to get into game, and I maybe did like 15 approaches on like 6 months, 7 months. That's nothing.
Yeah.
On the program I've been doing 10, 15 women or more sometimes a week for 8 weeks. That's that's 100 women for a month. That's a lot more.
Yeah, even more maybe than 100. I don't know. Yeah. Because yeah, yeah, around 100, around 100. Yeah. I mean, we say in the program like honestly, if you approach consistently, like if you approach like at least three a day, you
Mm-hmm.
should get a conversion rate that a lot, especially if you have the right verbal system, the right things to say, etc. You should have a conversion rate of like 1 to 3, every day on average. And so that's what you had very quickly. Like you were converting like on, let's say you were approaching three girls. From those three girls, you were on average, converting like one of those girls into a date, right? Or
Mm, hard to say. Maybe a little less than that,
yeah,
but
no, it depends,
um,
yeah.
yeah, something like that maybe.
Yeah, I mean, because you had some days where you would have, a lot of dates. You had some days where you would have zero dates. You could have some days, and it's normal, we call that regression to the mean. In mathematics, in probabilities, sometimes like it's like when you play poker, for example, or not when you play the roulette. Or when you play like a probabilities game, sometimes you're gonna win three times in a row, but sometimes you can also lose six times in a row before you win. So it really depends. It's just a
Hmm.
regression to the mean. So some days maybe you approach three girls and you get 3 days from these girls, but another day you have zero, and it's life. It's a game of probabilities, and it's a numbers game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even just at first I couldn't. I would like barely say hi or something. But event now I'm at a point where I can say go and talk to anybody, and a lot of the times I'm getting a number or Instagram, and a few times instant dates, two instant dates during the program as well. So it's just the development of just like the skills to lead the conversation and manipulate the conversation to where you want it to go. That's like I went like this, you know.
Yeah.
So
So how valuable was like the accountability for you, like being able to record yourself and then send it to me and then have my direct feedback, all of that. So how was the process like?
that's crucial because for me, I was serious about it. I was serious about it. I was always almost every day I was going out to approach. And even with COVID, we don't go out, we don't go out, so it's harder. But I would take some time before, let's say after I do my schoolwork, then I take and after before I go train, I do some MMA. So before I go train, I take some time where I go, maybe I walk, maybe I go to the fucking mall, it doesn't matter. But where there's people, and I do the approaches. And so every time I'd record something, I'd send it to you, and you tell me directly, like, yeah, this, no, this, okay, yeah, that's pretty, yeah, this is not that good. And then I would just, okay, yeah. And the next time I try to apply it. Maybe I don't apply it perfectly, but then you would give me the feedback again. and eventually, you know, it's like sticks. So it's important, but then the person that's in the program has to do the work too.
Yeah, that's the
And I
thing,
did the work.
Yeah, and we've noticed that firsthand. I think in every program there are some guys who crush it, and some guys who are on the sidelines. Some guys maybe they just want to accumulate information and they don't actually apply it. But you were one of the serious ones, and that was good. And honestly, I knew you were going to crush it even before because I sensed. You were already doing martial arts, which was really good. And a sport like that, like when you've already learned how to learn a skill, or you've already learned how to learn something at a high level, whether it's martial arts or studies or whatever, you get that discipline already. You get that you understand the process of what it takes to learn a skill already. So it's extremely easy when someone gives you like the right systems, the right practice to actually go and apply it because you've already built that kind of that skill of being disciplined and going through things the right way. And so that's what's good also about you. Do you think martial arts, like the fact of training that kind of sports, etc., helped you with your discipline and with your confidence in general?
Yeah, for sure it helps. For sure it helps, but I think the main thing is someone who's going to do this program, he has to know like you're not going to do it for them. Like you can help, for sure help, but you're not going to like they can't rely on you to create the results. So they have to be kind of crazy, a bit obsessed, obsessed with like I really want to get these results, so I'm going to do all these things. And then you boost the results because or the progress.
Yeah.
But yeah, martial arts helps too. Yeah, the anything that's kind of hard, mentally challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I always say this, like I can show you the path, but you have to walk the path and do it because it's an online thing and it's impossible. And I think in every program is that way. Like if the guy who joins the program isn't actually serious about his success and is not going to take action, then there's no magic pill. It's not that's how it works. So yeah, congrats to you. You should be proud of yourself because honestly, like
Thanks.
this is all. I don't give credit to myself, although like yeah, I helped you, etc. But all the credit is to you to be able to join and to just apply the things. That
Thanks.
relentlessness is important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so when you went through the program, what were the most, let's say, the most life-changing stuff that really impacted you in the program? Like what weeks maybe, or what content exactly, what part of the program made, the most impact?
I still have to say the most impact was just the doing the approaches, actually doing the approaches, and but coupled with look, even without your feedback, it's still very good to just keep doing approaches. But I would say that you can go do approaches without this program, right? But with your feedback, it makes it perfect. It's like I'm not sure how to say, but it's like you're going out there and the just actually doing the approaches and learning, being in the moment, learning how to. You talked about you said once develop endurance. One
Yeah.
time you said to me develop endurance in the interaction. So doing that, you're strengthening these like
Neural
the muscles.
pathways.
Yeah, right. So and then the feedback you're giving, which is usually based on the material, but also just on what you know and stuff. And then to just go back to apply it, that was the best. That was for me. That's the first thing, really the first thing.
Hmm.
Now, if you want me to talk about more like the theory, maybe the master classes.
Yeah, what masterclass maybe you enjoyed the most? What
Yeah,
assignment also? Because you had a couple assignments that were important. So what kind of assignment also did you like the most?
I would say that honestly, I know the big assignments were in the first week, like the Know Thyself mission. But I would say that for me, it was more interesting to do I think it was called the verbal communications
The verbal
sheet with
optimization. Yeah.
optimization. Yeah, because like the know thyself mission, yeah, that's very important. But then also the verbal optimization sheet, it's for the way it helped me, it's that it made me focus on how to convey your value, how to convey, but communicate,
Hmm.
communicate your
Yeah.
value in the interaction. Because a lot of times, like you said, this isn't me, but like you have value, you have some kind of value, but we don't know how to communicate it. And so that verbal optimization, that's where I kind of got to work on like how to communicate the things that actually can create, can be attractive or can be
And make you be perceived as
high.
valuable, as a valuable man. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's helped a lot in a lot of approaches, a lot of interactions I've had afterwards.
Mhm. Cool. Yeah. Glad.
Also,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, if you want me to add, yeah, for another thing that was very good is the one about
The
like
prophecy.
posture.
Ah, no. Okay.
You know what? That too. Shit. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff everywhere. The prophecy is very good. Yeah, that helped me too. I do it every day.
Yeah,
Maybe it
I got
happens.
it here, I think. Oops, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you printed yours. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I haven't. I'm still reading off the
you
computer,
should
which is
though. Yeah, yeah, you should
yeah, I
print it
should. I know. I
and
know.
read it every day, bro. I mean, it's gonna help so much with your focus, your discipline, your mindset.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I still read it off the computer every day, morning and night. Um, and yeah, I mean, that helps a lot because it just puts you in tune with what you want and what you're going for, your vision. It puts you in sync. It helps put you in sync with that, and that's good just to give you back some confidence. Maybe make you whole, a little bit more whole. You know.
Yeah,
Um, and also the master class where we talked about
body language.
posture, body language, posture. That stuff is always also valuable. It's because it's kind of detailed. But you can, when we went through that, I kind of learned. It got me thinking about how just through nonverbal, your nonverbal behavior is also a way to maintain your frame. You
Yeah.
know. So that's very very good shit, very good stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's key because it's not about, as you know, like we saw in the program, it's not just about what you say, it's really about how you say it too and how your posture and everything, your sub communications tell more about you than what you actually say, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you know what? I'll add this too now since it's kind of on topic. Like, because you asked me like what was life changing in the program. That was the initial question, right?
I mean, what were the assignments or weeks that you liked? But yeah, what was life changing also in the
Assignment.
program?
Yeah, well, I'll add this because like and overall, like it's really the fact that you're taking control. You're taking control of of kind of your life. You know, your life, your destiny, or um, you know, you're actually starting to get there, getting to being that playboy.
Mhm.
And so that gives you a lot of power. You feel a lot more powerful you every day in whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're doing else in life. So I felt that like I'm in law school, so I do like I have classes and I have I have conversations in class. Sometimes it's a kind of a seminar, sometimes type of class, or I have like moot courts where it's like you argue kind of like in court.
Mhm.
And in these situations, I feel a lot more like powerful, enthusiastic as a result of controlling more my dating life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or just in interactions every day that I have, I feel like I'm getting more out of whatever I'm doing because of related to the program.
Yeah. I mean
You know what I
that's
mean?
what I saw even for myself or for other clients. It's like, you know, once you master dating and communication, because at the end, and I've said it so many times, like dating, it's only communication, psychology, and economics. Economics, you know, you manage your time better, your resources better, etc. And when you master your communication better, when you understand like the mechanics behind communication and how to communicate your value better, when you understand how others think and especially how females think, because females are all backwards. So when you understand like things better, like that, and you understand individuals and how they function, you can just like, yeah, do anything, like influence them to make more money, influence them to win a debate, or even in court to win something, to put the frame the right way, to do all these things. So I mean, I'm sure
Okay.
it's going to help you in your career as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a couple other questions. So yeah, and so we've talked about before the program, and now I wanted to talk about more about, now after the program, like on average, like, because I know now you're kind of seeing a couple of girls, you're kind of dating. So how many girls are you seeing, and how many girls are you approaching on average right now?
So let's say, what's today? Thursday. So this week, for example, Monday it was Easter. I was in Montreal with my family, and I couldn't go out much, so I didn't approach on Monday. Tuesday, I approached two girls. Yesterday, three. Today, I'm gonna go out to approach some more. So that's kind of how I go. Usually, almost every day, it's two, three, sometimes more, sometimes more. But if we go over a week, from like 10 to 20
Hmm.
girls a week. I aim for 20, but it can be hard with because we don't go out as much with COVID and there's a lockdown here, so it can be hard to hit 20, especially if you're busy. So sometimes it's less, but I 10 20 a week.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Great. And so how many, like, what was the maximum of girls you were seeing at the same time? Because it's just been 8 weeks, but during those 8 weeks, like, what was the maximum amount of girls that you were seeing at the same time, dating at the same time?
So by seeing, do you mean like a girl that I've gone on a date once,
Yeah,
one
that you've
time,
gone
or
on a date once and that you could probably see again, like kind of a rotation of girls.
yeah, okay, so one, two, three, about about four. Maybe I can count a fifth one, but she was flaking a little bit, so about four.
Hmm.
Well, let's say four.
No, I mean that's fucking dope. I mean, just in 2 months, you've been able to have kind of a rotation of four girls that you can see and see again, and pretty good. And so online, I know you've been. I mean, we've been through the online system, and I know you didn't get a lot of dates through that yet because you were building your profile,
Yet.
you're putting in the followers, etc. Like, how was it on that side, like the online side of the program too?
Yeah, this was good too for me. I didn't have Instagram before this. Even I wasn't on Instagram at all. So yeah, I had to build it from scratch, right? So that took a little bit of time. But yeah, now I'm close to 500 followers, so it's getting easier a bit. I'm having more. I should have one or two dates from Instagram shortly. There's a couple girls now um, that I've been talking to, but I've been talking to a few. But yeah, it's been less not productive, but like the results haven't been as huge on that front. But we started when week six
Yeah,
on that.
exactly. You
So
started like 3 weeks ago, Instagram.
yeah,
And
so and I had zero followers. So like
exactly. So it takes time to build your profile, build your credibility, start, getting into the habit of texting girls, etc. So it takes some time, but I'm pretty sure, like, if you continue like that, like in 1 month, you'll be good. You can get at least like one date a week from that, at least. Yeah.
a lot.
And
There's another cool story. I told it to you. It was pretty cool. Like there was one time it was a sunny, nice day, and I get out of the mall and like I see there was like three girls, like one girl, hot girl, I went approached, but she rejected me then. But right then there was a second one, and I was like, fuck it, I just went to approach her too, and it was like two or three girls back to like kind of quickly because it was a busy day, but it was all rejections. Like it all didn't, you get rejected. But then there was like some guy who saw me, approaching, and he was like impressed
Hmm.
that I had the balls to, and he was with a group of guys, but he circled back and came talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And then introduced himself, and he kind of invited me to go to a nightclub with him, and I told you, I think, that
Yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah, I remember. Yeah, and you'll see that more and more. I mean, I remember like in a lot of times I would be like, approaching girls in a bar or something, and you would get a dude who would have a table and with no girls, and he would like approach me and say, "Hey, bro, I saw you there. Like, well, what were you doing with that girl, etc." Like, whoa.
Yeah,
And I say, okay, man, like I can bring you girls if you want, at your table, and blah blah blah. And you can connect with other guys by providing that value too, like providing the value of like bringing the girls in and bringing the fun and knowing how to communicate, etc. That's a huge form of value to network with other guys too. Even when you're going to travel, you're going to be able to go to random cities and talk and flirt with girls in those cities and have adventures with new girls, just like strangers in any city, and
yeah,
it
that's
works
what I'm
everywhere.
looking forward to. I'm looking forward to next time I travel, because I haven't traveled since just getting into game. So that's
Mhm.
gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, what's good is that you're going to be part of the mastermind group, the circle, for a lifetime. So what's good is like you can still, ask me any question or anything, and you can. I mean, we're still going to be in contact like till I die, So like you can even 10 years from now, you can just text me or something, and that's what's good too. You become part of a community. Like if you want to share anything in the future, it's going to be good too. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to know, and that's important just for us in general, is like, why did you choose us instead of like another company that helps men, with their dating? Like, why us? Maybe you don't know about some others, but why us specifically? What made you choose us?
In general, I like to like I don't like I don't know, how do I say this? Like I have this skeptical mindset where I don't really try to like get into programs like this. I'm kind of trying to just do whatever I want to do. I do it on my own. That's kind of more how I think sometimes, or I used to maybe.
Hmm.
But first, I knew you, and second, I kind of got exposed to the idea that organisms that learn from someone, they evolve faster, they surpass organisms that learn from trial and error. That's what I think Ty Lopez or someone else said this. I don't remember. So based on this, that's why I was down for the program. And yeah, I mean, specifically you, like just from talking to you before, I could, you seem like, not only just reasonable, but like someone who kind of, I don't know, maybe trustworthy even, maybe like
Hmm.
in terms of, it just made sense. Just made sense. Like it's hard to. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, thank you for that. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, the faster you learn, the faster you learn. Um, Now, what was the thing? Like the more you learn, the more you earn. The more you learn, the more you earn. And the faster you learn, the faster you earn in a way. And it's true. Like a lot of people like they beat around the bush for a while. They try to read books, try to watch videos, etc. But they don't have the right systems. They don't have the accountability, so they fumble around for years. And the people who just like sacrifice a little bit of money and invest and have that accountability, those systems, the right guidance, they save like years of just doing the wrong things or just fumbling around. And it's impossible. I think it's impossible that you've gotten the result you have now without actually having someone like really holding you accountable, giving you the right practice. Like what I mean by now, in a short amount of time, in a very short amount of time, like in not 8 weeks, and even you got dates like after 4 weeks or something. So it's very hard to get those like exponential results very quickly without having like guidance and accountability and an exterior person like, you know, um, pushing you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man, how do you see your future? Like how is it gonna be like for you in terms of dating, etc.? Like how do you see it? Because I know you're kind of the type of guy who wants to have like a relationship in like a long-term relationship in the future. Like we've talked about that. And I don't know now, what's your state now? Like do you want to leave the Playboy lifestyle for all your 20s and then in your 30s do something? Or how do you see your future and the future of your relationships?
I even wouldn't say that I necessarily want a long-term relationship. What I want is well, I don't even know if you should want that, but I would say, yeah, that I'd want a family, you know, I want to have kids. So now if you want to have kids, I think probably makes sense to have, you know, maybe it comes with a long-term relationship. Um, but yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Now, in terms of dating, I mean, I'm turning 26 in what, two two months. So, but I feel younger than that, bro. I feel pretty young. You know, I feel like I see my dating at least a few years where I'm just kind of exploring this. You know, like as you call it, the Playboy lifestyle.
Yeah.
For at least a few years, and beyond that, it's hard to look beyond that. I feel in terms of dating. You know, before 30, before it's hard to. I see myself for a few years, maybe 3 years, you know, into this kind of lifestyle, and then my perspective might change. But then after that, maybe, yeah, it's hard to say, bro. It's hard to say.
Hmm.
That's all I can say for now. It's
Yeah.
really the next couple of years I'm gonna be living this, and then, well, I'm gonna be recalibrating as time goes by, you know. And
Yeah. 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 Perfect, man. So, I mean, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for showing up. And I mean, it was a pleasure working with you. And we're still going to be in contact anyway inside the circle. We still have the accountability, etc. So yeah, man. Always a pleasure to help you. And yeah, I have to finish the interview now because I actually have the call with the next mentoring the accountability call with the next ones like the mentoring of April. So yeah, man, I mean, pleasure talking to you, and that's
me
it.
too, bro. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure.